I once again feel like I've been neglecting my tow pig, the 2018 F350 Powerstroke with the legendary 6.7 liter diesel. The channel workhorse. Currently got a jet boat with bad stringers behind it, but as such, she gets worked. And she's starting to show her age a little bit, even though she's only got just under 40,000 miles. We're gonna change that in this video. We're starting right back here. If you guys remember from a previous video, basically when this truck was brand new, I had this tailgate applique wrapped black and left the platinum and these two streaks right here in the original chrome or brushed aluminum finish. I did that because this was a brand new truck and I wanted to make sure that I liked how it looked black, and the wrap stayed on for 7 years. I really did like how it looked, but in the last video, I was kind of buffing the truck or doing some stuff back here, and the tailgate applique, after 7 years, the wrap had finally failed. It was looking pretty ratty, so I peeled it off. But now that I know that I obviously like the blacked out look here in the back, we're gonna be doing some paint work on the CTSV parts today, so that's in a different video that you guys have probably already seen. But while we got the paint out, we're gonna be hitting this as well. So let's get to work. All right, well, I would have never had the cojones to do this when the truck was new. I just broke basically every clip coming off, but that's okay because the internet pretty much told me that that was gonna happen, and I already bought new clips. But back here, this thing was made February 24th, 2018. You guys know that I love just finding date codes. I've always wanted to pop this blue Ford badge out too. We'll probably take that apart, see if we can color match that as well. So we gotta get this thing cleaned up, and then I gotta see what I wanna do about maybe masking off this stuff here just like I used to have it. So let's get to work. Status update, got the platinum applique basically prepped for paint, got all the old adhesive off, got it washed, got it scuffed with a red scuff pad so that the paint will have something to adhere to. Now what I'm working on is trying to replicate what I had before, which was gloss black with the platinum letters, and then these two decorative inserts there still in the original brushed aluminum finish. So this might be a little bit outside of my skill level here, but I'm just gonna do what I think seems right, and you paint and body guys can let me know what you would have done. I guess I could have seen it going either way, but I was kind of torn between scuffing where the letters are And I ultimately decided to do that because I think what I'm gonna do is mask the letters off, spray the base coat, then remove the masking, and then spray the clear coat. So obviously I want something for the clear coat to be able to grab to. And the reason I did that is I just felt like with base and clear, there might be too much in here for me to get a clean line to be able to peel the letters off when I'm done. And with my luck, I'd mess up my nice finish or whatever. So I want to be done with tape by the time I'm putting down my clear coat. So I am a little concerned that you'll be able to see some of these scratching marks after I'm done, but I might try and smooth those over with a gray scuff pad. I did everything with the red scuff pad. I might come back through with the gray and try and smooth that out inside the letters a little bit. So for the letters are concerned, it was easy to find like a $10 set of platinum decals that I can hopefully just pop in there and then spray the base coat and then peel them off. I didn't find anyone that made decal for in here, but luckily I found that I have two different versions of fine line tape here. This yellow one seems to fit this channel perfectly. I kind of pull it with one hand and then guide it using this pen so it stays perfectly centered. So I think that's what I'm going to do in here. Once all this is masked off, I should be able to spray this thing in. Got the Ford badge off, which is a couple of those like one-way washers, and then just as usual, a ton of 3M double-sided tape. Unfortunately, I was not gentle enough when taking this thing apart, and I broke, you can see there's a tiny little piece of plastic that connects the F there, which is obviously a severe weak point, and I didn't notice that, so I was a little too rough prying it apart, and it broke. Obviously the plan here was to paint, I think probably everything black except for maybe this chrome part and then obviously the Ford letters, but I'm gonna have to see if I can locate another one. Probably not gonna be today, so we might have to just, do a two-step rattle can and clear coat this once that new one comes in. Can't delay the whole paint process today, all the big ticket items. Seems like we should be able to knock out. So let's finish prepping this thing, mask it off, get the booth inflated. We'll get this thing sprayed in along with these other CTSV parts. Hopefully it comes out good. Alright, well, welcome to the world's most crooked and inclined paint booth. In the inclined booth, we are completely full, starting with my platinum tailgate applique, which has been adhesion promoted and painstakingly masked off, so I have no idea how this is going to come out, but we're in it together. I just laid down the adhesion promoter. We're going to let that cure for a few minutes. It's probably going to cure in about 3 seconds with how hot it is in here. Then we're going to suit up, sweat, get this stuff laid in Ford UA black. And as for why this thing is on an incline and behind my garage, it's because it's the only place that the air hose will reach that's not the driveway where I don't want a bunch of overspray. So this is where I usually paint my stuff, but let's mix up some paint and get to spraying. Alright, well, it is approximately 5,000 degrees in here in direct sunlight. I've sweat through my Tyvek suit. I think I've got coverage on this thing. I forgot to tack cloth the first time around, which is a bummer, but we're gonna let this cure up a little bit. Let's mix up some clear, glass this thing in. Sweating. right through. Almost forgot to peel my letters here. Let's peel up our decals, hope it goes well, and lay down some clear coat. Unfortunately, peeling up the letters did not go so well. It ended up taking up a lot of the paint nearby, resulting in a less than stellar finish, which is a huge bummer because it took a long time to mask all that stuff off. Looks good! At that point, I decided to abandon ship and just paint the whole thing black, and we would figure it out later. This thing was just not wanting to cooperate with me. What the f is that? My gun started leaking all over the place. It was just a whole disaster. So at that point, I decided before I started throwing things, I was gonna just let the paint cure, fix it in the morning. So the next morning I woke up bright and early, sanded out any defects that were on the paint, reinflated the booth, rebased it with a couple coats of UA black, and then 3 heavy coats of clear. Unfortunately, as you guys know, there's really no room in the booth for you guys when I'm clear coating, so enjoy the view from outside. All right, here we go, take 2. If you guys watch the channel, you obviously know me to usually be working on cars, but I've spent all day today out back working on my new deck. It's been an absolutely huge project with tons of headaches and tons of hurt on the wallet, but thankfully one thing that doesn't hurt is my feet, and that's because I've been wearing Brunt boots throughout the whole thing. I bought my first pair of Brunt boots and I think it was 2021 when Eric and his team were just getting started. And just this week, I finally decided to retire my OG pair of Marin work boots. I've had them for 5+ years now, probably thousands of days of work on them. I think that they deserve to retire on top, so I finally just replaced them with the new pair of Marin work boots. They just showed up the other day, and I worked in them today, all day on the deck, and now I'm going to be working all night in the garage on this hard concrete floor. But I know my feet are still going to be comfortable. That's because Brunt uses a proprietary cushioned sole. No rough break-in, going to be comfortable right out of the box. The soles are oil resistant, slip resistant, non-marring, and EH rated. Plus the Marins that I got on my feet right now, and like a lot of the boots in their lineup, they're waterproof. So let your kid dump water on them, at least your feet are going to be dry. So check out Brunt's full lineup of boots, pick a pair you like. Brunt is so confident in the comfort and quality of their boots, they're going to let you try them. If for whatever reason you don't like them, just send them back. Plus you guys can use my code for $10 off your first order. Thanks to Brunt for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the action. Well, if I had to describe how this went, I would say that the process failed successfully. As you guys saw in the B-roll, my masking technique really didn't work. The tape bled and some of the paint started peeling up with it. I don't know if that's because I didn't scuff those hard to get areas enough or if my process was just wrong. Like I said, this masking complex stuff like this is a little bit above my pay grade, you know? I'm just a guy in an inflatable booth in his backyard, doing what I can. Now, I say it failed successfully because after I let it dry, walked away, tried not to throw things, walked away, let this cure overnight. I then sanded the whole thing down with 600 grit, which got rid of any nibs that I had. Then rebased it in all of the platinum areas, and then 3 coats of clear, and this thing came out absolutely glass. It's been curing out in the sun for like 2 days now, so there's some dust and stuff on it, but very, very few defects, and I think a light buff, and this thing will be literally like body shop quality. Pretty happy with that. As far as the original design that I wanted, is, you know, how I had it back in the day with these 2 bars and then the platinum in the original raw finished color. I think I've got a handle on that as well. I ordered some like 3D decals that should be easier to apply than those cheap ones that I used to mask, and should replicate the original finish or almost look like the limited trucks that have like the 3D badges. So I think that's gonna get us to the same spot. So crisis averted. Like I said, process failed successfully. Also, huge shout out to Mike over at Walls Ford Parts. You guys saw that I broke this badge trying to get it apart for paint. Mike always has what I need as far as OEM Ford parts. He was able to get this badge to me super fast and for a great price. So as always, if you guys need any Ford parts, check out Mike over at wallsfordparts.com. You guys can use my code for a discount on shipping. Mike is gonna get you what you need at a hard to beat price. So I gotta unmask that. I have to hopefully disassemble this without breaking anything this time. I'm gonna be super careful. And then I think I'm just gonna rattle can this thing black. And I honestly was thinking about getting a little crazy. I thought if we're doing the letters in like a brushed aluminum finish, what if we did, instead of blacking out the chrome parts, what if we did the Ford in black and then the chrome parts in like some sort of satin, silver, or metallic, or whatever. So I'm still kind of up in the air on that, but let's take this badge apart, get some stuff painted, unmask. I obviously need to replace any of the clips that I broke on the back, which is actually less than I thought, but there is some. So I got replacement ones from Amazon right here. Let's see what these look like. Oh yeah, these look just like OEM. They even got the little foam thing to reduce rattles. So I guess if you guys are doing this, don't worry about breaking the clips. Just order these on Amazon. If I can remember, I'll put a link in the description. And if I forget, just comment and ask me. I'll edit it. Let's get to work.
The Amazon clips I bought worked great, but they did need to be filed down a little bit to fit properly. After that, they popped right in.
This is next. Every time you paint something new and now all of a sudden the rest of the paint looks bad. You have to wash this thing ASAP. so for reference, here is our current stock setup. This is basically the factory setup for 2015 plus, or probably 2015 to what, 2020 F150s and the 2017 to 2021 Super Duties. 2022 they went to the big screen, and then that's a 1 year only thing really, and then they went to the 2023 upgraded body style, which has a whole different interior. So I've always liked this interior and it's been totally fine. But the 8-inch screen nowadays is looking a little bit dated, and it's basically 11 years old at this point, 11 years old technology. But you guys also know me, I like stuff OEM plus. Shirts on the website. So I really wanted to check out this new kit from Car ABC. This is their retrofit 10-inch, what is this, a 10-inch screen, I think? I don't know, whatever the factory screen size is. This is their OEM edition of the bigger 2022 plus Super Duty large screen. But this kit should be everything that we need to do a plug and play install. Obviously we've got the screen slash full center stack here with the vents, factory looking buttons, so that's important for me to keep all that. Some replacement trim panels. I think this is the lower piece for our automatic climate control, which my Platinum would have. They also include the manual one, which probably not relevant for us. Here's what I hope is a plug and play factory wiring harness and camera cables. So again, I've held off on this upgrade for a long time. There's been different manufacturers that will do this out there. There's also been the iPad screens you can do, which some guys like, but I really don't like stuff that doesn't work and look factory. So if we can get this thing installed and it looks like an OEM Ford part and functions like an OEM Ford part, I'm gonna be psyched, because that's exactly what I want. So I've never dug into the interior of this truck before. Kind of hate to do it, but I think this upgrade will be worth it. So let's see what this install is gonna entail and get to work. Sorry, interior. What are the odds that we don't break any clips? Green heads are out this year. Jeez. Whew. It's a fight. Uh-oh. I'm thinking, might get wet. Maybe we should move this inside, but it's telling me, got all this stuff disassembled, obviously. No broken clips yet that I can tell. First step in the instructions, I think, is to transfer all of this stuff over here, at least all the switches and knobs and things like that. So, got to disassemble all this. There's some ribbon cables I think we got to deal with, but let's get after it. Man, who put all this tint on these windows? It's dark in here. Ugh. Okay. Trailer brake controller goes there. All right, next day, last night, everything ran out of batteries. My phone, camera, all the lights, everything. So I called it a night, went in and did some editing. Today, for like the 5th summer in a row, Canada appears to have caught fire and is sending all of their smoke down to the northeast. So we've got this weird, ominous haze that's kind of just hanging around. Anyways, we're pretty deep into this install at this point. Figured out that you have to pop up the cup holders / center console to get the these two side pieces off here. I think this module, which is the original radio module, attaches to this plate, which then pops in, I believe, like that. We'll have to figure out how the plugs and stuff work. Here's the original side panel. Already popped off my trailer brake controller, which goes right there. Or I'm sorry, trailer or rear diff locker, and then your power section over there. And then I think that this piece is gonna pop in here to hold our trailer brake controller right there. So should be very OEM looking when we're done. So I just have to figure out the wiring, then hopefully snap this whole thing into place, and we can hopefully call this done. Also, every once in a while when I've got the hood open and I've got the batteries unhooked or I'm doing something over here, I like to charge the batteries on this thing. This is a 2018 and it's still on the original Ford Motorcraft batteries, knock on plastic. And Vevor just sent me one of their new chargers, and what I really like about this charger is sometimes if you have a really dead battery, the charger won't recognize it. All these new computerized chargers won't recognize the battery and they won't let you charge it. This one has what's called supply mode or force mode, which basically, as the name implies, will charge whatever. You can force it to charge anything. Just like those old school like Sears battery chargers that would literally just hook them up and it's gonna send current and voltage to the battery regardless of whether it senses something is there. Hard to find nowadays. It can charge a whole bunch of different battery types. You can either set it to auto or set what kind you have. It goes through all the motions there, start, pause button, just a super nice charger. So if you guys are looking for a new battery charger, this is my new favorite one. I'll leave a link to the Vevor one in the description. Well guys, the installation was a huge success. As you can see, this thing looks totally OEM. From the inside, it's like this truck is a 2022 when in reality it's 2018. But the Canada wildfires have made it get darker earlier than expected, so we're not going to be able to get very good footage. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll go into this in a little bit more depth. In the meantime, let's keep working.
After more than a few iterations of trying to paint the emblem with rattle cans that I had laying around, plenty of dust and dirt, adverse chemical reactions, and even wet sanding through to plastic after trying to correct said issues, I finally decided to stop wasting time, sand everything back down to plastic, and coat everything in a true automotive 2K base coat clear coat like I should have done from the beginning. I think it's time to do something about this. Just this in general, this whole thing looking like this. Been busy with other projects for the last few days, so I haven't really been working on this thing, but we're back on the Super Duty. Gave the interior a quick detail once we finished the install of the Car ABC 12-inch upgraded screen, which looks and performs absolutely fantastic. Like I said, if you guys are looking for an OEM or OEM Plus upgrade, this thing I'm very happy with so far. Everything works like factory. It really looks like I'm in a 2022 Super Duty in here. Of course, I'm going to leave the link in the description if you guys want to upgrade your 2015 Plus F150 with 8-inch screen or your 2017 to 2021 Super Duty. This is the kit you want. Around back here, got my Platinum applique, which some of you guys in the comments have informed me that's how you say it. Applique, whatever it is. The Platinum thing back here is back on. Did a little bit of wet sanding just to get a couple little nibs and fish eyes out that were bothering me. Had a few over here already wet sanded and hit that with a wool pad on the rotary. Still got to do this, but it started raining, so hopefully can finish that up today. And then this truck has not had a bath in like a month. So we're gonna do that, get this thing cleaned up. But before I do that, I wanted to put some paint on these frame rails. So I put some degreaser and scrubbed those last night so it would have time to dry. And really all I wanna do is just, you know, cover up stuff like this. This truck I'm just about to hit 40,000 miles, but it is 7 years old now. And it is obviously rust free. Gotta love those aluminum bodies. But the frame, of course, sitting outside 365 days a year. You know, it's got some scaling and whatnot on it, so I'd love to just cover this up. So we're gonna do something about that today as well. So let's get to work getting those painted up. We're probably gonna have to mask some stuff off, you know, areas we don't want paint. I'm hopefully going to finish buffing this thing since the wool pad makes a huge mess. Then we're gonna wash it, and we can hopefully complete the last but very long step of this truck and getting it ready for continued work duties. Dang, that looks good. All right, sun just went down, which means it's the perfect time to wash this thing for the first time in forever. As you guys saw in the B-roll, the frame came out absolutely mint. VHT chassis and roll bar paint is the perfect factory finish. Not too shiny, not too matte. It literally just looks like a brand new F350 frame. I masked off the important stuff like the shock, brake lines, some of the stuff back there by the engine. For some reason, the ready lift puck. Just so everyone knows, I run a $200 lift. Sick, dude. Anyways, let's get this thing cleaned up and get ready for the next step. We're getting there. This project has been slow. I'm looking at 3 other projects I'm working on right now in the garage at the same time. So this one has been a little bit, but long overdue stuff for this truck. Let's bring it home.
To get this thing looking right again, you guys know I'm using my go-to Gyeon wash products, including their foam, bathe, tire cleaner, and wheel cleaner, and of course their super soft wash mitts. Let's get this thing looking right.
Whew, that's tight. Woo! This is why my truck sits outside 365 days a year, because it is a stressful 10-minute operation getting it in, and then another stressful 10 minutes getting it out. But every couple years, when I need to bring it inside to polish up the paint or do something out of the elements, just gotta be done. 14 wides don't make it any easier, but it's mostly the height. I've got like 8 3/4 foot ceilings in here. You guys saw the cab lights and the sunroof basically drag on the weather stripping here, but we'll get a bigger shop space someday. Anyways, in the meantime, got this thing washed up last night. Already looks 10 times better. But I think the last time I polished and ceramic coated this thing was like 2021 or maybe 2022. So it's been 4 or 5 years of 365 days a year sitting outside. I always wash with the 2-bucket method, and I'm really careful, so there's no major defects or anything, but it just could use a little bit of a polish. And I would love to get it recoated so that it beads water, and maintenance washes are a little bit easier. It's gonna be hard to tell in this lighting, but you can see just like some hazing from products I've used over the years, like little things here and there, maybe rubbing, whatever. So here's the plan. I'm not doing a full 2-stage correction on a vehicle this size right now. I just don't have time, and the paint is already in really good shape. And it's just a truck. I say that like it's, something cheap. It's very expensive, obviously, but it is going to sit outside. I am going to use it for truck stuff, so I'm not going for perfection. So I'm going to find some combination of pad and polish that's going to allow me to do one step. So you guys know I'm going to go to my go-to stuff, Gyeon. Normally, you guys know I start here with the heavy cut for vehicles that need a heavy correction, or sometimes even heavier with a wool pad. I'm probably going to be somewhere in here. I might go with like a cut or a polish pad with their regular compound, or the polish pad with the compound, or the cut pad with the polish. Who knows? Like I said, I'm just trying to find something that's not going to leave any haze, going to give us a nice shine, but that I can do all this in hopefully one quick step. Then we're going to seal it all in with my new go-to ceramic coating, which is Gyeon's Mose, or Show if you hold it upside down. Super easy to apply, even easier to wipe off, and it's like so hydrophobic. It's like no other coating I've ever used. So should be a breeze for a vehicle this size. Been doing a lot of paint corrections on the channel lately, but I just, I want my stuff to look nice. So big time lapse coming your way. Engage. We are so back, baby. Here's what we were originally after with the wrap on this tailgate, applique, whatever. And despite my little mishap with my masking and the paint, these decals just brought it all together. Finished the buff on this thing, buffed the top and bottom here so they match. And then I got these 3D decals from Tough Skins, not sponsored. I think they're based out of Florida. They're super thick, super high quality, and you can get them in just about any finish you want. I went with brushed aluminum, which is exactly the what this plastic thing was supposed to look like to begin with. And the 3D effect literally looks like it's playing tricks on my eyes. Like it almost looks like it's convex or concave instead of convex. So it literally looks like I masked it off and it worked perfectly. You can't even tell that this is a 3D decal unless you're right up on it. I'm so happy with how it looks, how it came out. Got my custom Ford badge all together back over there. I had painted a little like silver metallic thing, but then I thought there's really no other silver metallic on the car. So just went back with the original chrome, and then the Ford part blacked out. So all black and chrome or brushed back here. Goes nice with the tinted taillights. So that's done. Moving up here, I did a quick little test pass on the fender. Just went real light. This is Gyeon's light cut pad, and then I mixed that with their regular polish. And this was basically one pass. You guys can see, or hopefully you guys can see. Oh yeah, there we go. You see how hazy the paint is? Like water spots, just like some sort of film on there. And boom, that is one pass right there. So yeah, there's still some tiny little micro scratches that if I wanted to spend the next 3 days in here, we could do that. But like I said, I'm just going for remove. That is like a 95% defect removal right there with just one quick pass on the polisher. And that is like very low effort. Goes on easy, comes off easy. And I guess that's a testament to carefully washing your vehicle, the 2-bucket method. I don't go through the touch car wash. This thing has sat outside for 5 years now without any sort of wheel or buffer, wax, or anything touching it. And all it takes is a quick little pass with the polish on the DA to go to basically perfect paint. So not too shabby. So let's do that. That's my recipe that's gonna work. Let's do that on the rest of the truck. Then we'll coat it, call this project done. This thing is ready for summer.
You guys have seen me ceramic coat a bunch of vehicles, and this process is going to be no different. All we're going to need is the ceramic coating itself, an applicator pad of choice. Moe's does include an applicator pad, but I'm going to use a slightly bigger one just because of the sheer size of this vehicle. Then we're going to be using 2 soft wipes. The first one to level most of the product, and the second one to make sure there's nothing remaining after the last wipe. Saturate the pad, pick a work area. In this case, I'm either going to be doing a full panel or half of a panel depending on the size. The basket weave pattern to make sure we get good coverage of the product everywhere, and because of the temperature in the garage in the middle of summer here, I'm wiping it off immediately. The first towel is to remove and level most of the product, flip it over, get the last little bit, and then the second towel is really just your insurance policy. I like to use a light to make sure there's no product hiding in any crevices or on a different panel that I might not have seen, but just really go over the vehicle really well, make sure that you removed all the excess product, leveled it off. Now that panel's done, ready for years of protection.
Easy. Now we do the rest. Boom, right into direct sunlight. The ultimate judgment on a black vehicle. Sun leaves no swirl behind. Golly! Got a little bit of stuff I gotta scratch out of there, just polishing compound, but damn, not bad for a quick 1-stage polish. Shoo! Well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up, guys. The Super Duty is exactly where I want it to be. Got everything done on my list. Repainted that applique, whatever you guys want to call it. Again, I am just psyched with how these letters look. The wet sanding, the buffing, it all came out awesome. Absolute glass back here. Paint correction, at least a 1-stage, and re-ceramic coat, so this beautiful black Ford paint is protected. Repainted the frame, so this is no longer an eyesore up here. You got these beautiful wheels, beautiful black paint. Couldn't have the frame looking like that. Yeah, I think we are pretty much good to go on this thing. And that was the goal for this video, was to check off everything on my list. There's nothing left on the whiteboard for the Super Duty except put it to work. Go tow home the next project. You guys will be finding out real soon what that is. Thank you guys as always for watching. Leave the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to check out merch, www.sullivan-co.com. I'll catch you guys in the next one.